This is Luna. She's our giant day gecko from Madagascar, and she's really boring. This is the enclosure she's been in since she came to us. It's not fantastic. So we did some digging around and lots of research to try to figure out what we could do to make her a little less boring. And it wasn't easy, but eventually we came up with the perfect solution. We decided that what Luna needed was a bioactive vivarium. A bioactive vivarium is basically a giant enclosure that's completely self-sustaining with live plants and live bacteria. Will she be happier? Will she even notice? I don't think so. But either way, we got to work. Now, we've never done anything like this before in the past. Here's a video of Nathan working on an old enclosure that we did, so clearly we have some capability, but making a completely live aquarium with nothing in it fake and no pre-bought animal kits was a bit of a stretch. But we decided to do some research and get to work. Shortly after, I discovered the coolest octagon aquarium for the project. It had a giant hole in the top because it used to be for fish and required a filter, so we were going to need to fix that ASAP. We bought this awesome natural looking background from ZoomEd, thinking that, she might enjoy to climb on it and look a little cooler in the process. Nathan went to work installing it in the new enclosure, and it actually went pretty well. I mean, we had some setbacks, but overall it went in pretty cool, and it makes it look amazing. Now on to the giant hole in the top. He added some caulking, I don't know what that is, just some stuff from the garage, and some more of that top looking rock background to cover up the hole and make it so that she couldn't escape. Because of all the things she doesn't do, escape is like one of the only things she does do. So he spent lots of time, hours, drying, hard work, whatever, retrofitting this to cover the top and keep Luna where she's supposed to be, inside the enclosure. I was a massive help during all of this, obviously. Don't mind our new iguana, she's just chilling in there until it's time to put Luna in there. But anyway, I'll introduce you to her later. Next, it was my time to shine. So I grabbed all the stuff I bought after research and began to add in the ingredients for the perfect vivarium, starting with a false bottom or drainage layer. This layer keeps the water from soaking up and completely destroying the vivarium and keeping her basically underwater. I look great because I've been working on this all morning, so here I am, taking a really freaking long time to open it, adjusting the tank, working on it some more, trying to get it open. It's really difficult. There I am, finally getting it open, spilling a little, and okay, finally pouring it in. I covered the bottom with it to make sure that there was enough room to add all the other substrate types on top, but keep the enclosure dry on the bottom. The next thing she needed was a substrate barrier, something to keep the water from getting down to the dry areas I had already made. Now, you can buy one of these online, but I decided to go ahead and use an old window screen we had upstairs in the attic. I cleaned it thoroughly and constructed the octagon shape to keep it exactly the way we needed it to be. Now, this thing was sharp, and I was not used to using one of Nathan's knives, so let's just be proud that I kept all my fingers. After cutting and cutting, and cutting more, and cutting more, it was finally ready to make into the perfect shape. Now, I had to fiddle around a little bit and find out how to make it fit the way that I wanted it to. It was a little large for the enclosure, so I needed to do some, well, cutting. After playing around for a while and seeing if I could cut it with a knife, I couldn't. I decided to go ahead and use scissors because I'm lazy. Next, it was time to add the next layer of substrate, which in this case was bioactive soil. I patted it down to make a nice firm layer on top of the screen so that Luna had something to base off of her. Well, actually she doesn't touch the ground, she sticks on the walls, but either way, it's important to be there. So I made sure it was stiff and flat. Nathan came in to check on me plenty because he trusts me. Actually, he was honestly probably wondering what I was doing with his knife in this window screen. So I told him that I got it from upstairs, and yeah, apparently that was important. We weren't supposed to use that. But anyways, here I am explaining to him the drainage layers and everything that's going to happen with the enclosure, and he was supportive, if not a little worried. The next part was my favorite. Nathan came in to deliver me the plants that we're going to use. Now, the plants that we're putting in the vivarium are from Josh's Frogs. They're completely 100% day gecko safe and good for vivariums. Some of the plants that we used are plants that we've used before in the chameleons enclosures, including pothos and some awesome bromeliads that really make the enclosure pop and hold humidity for her. Here I am adding in the plants, making sure that they're actually potted in there, because if this works the way that we want it to, they should grow and make the enclosure alive. So here I am putting in the plants, really taking my time to make them look pretty and useful. After adding in the plants, I decided that there wasn't really enough soil in there to help them grow, so we went and bought a brand new bag of growing soil, and here I am putting it in there, trying not to drown the plants to death in the soil. I was just trying to give another layer to help them grow and make it so that they can really thrive in there. Again, Luna's not going to touch the bottom, so I don't really think she cares, but I care, okay? And I think it looks nice when there's more soil, so we added more. Here's what our final product ended up looking like. As you can see, we have this amazing octagon-shaped tank, my beautiful plants, all the hard work Nathan put in, adding in the background and fixing the top for me, and our layers. And of course you can see Luna's disgusting food, but anyway, here she is, and I kind of think she's enjoying it. She seems to be liking it more than she liked the other enclosure. Of course, I don't know how you know, considering she doesn't really do anything, but I think she's happy. In the end, we adore Luna. She's our sticky little baby, and we wanted her to be in a better place. So, we decided to put in all of this hard work and research to make sure that she was living her best life, even if her best life includes literally nothing. As always, if you have questions about giant day geckos or vivariums, you can find us at the Blue Poppy Zoo online. Bye!